Hello viewers of this video, it's Colonel Drifter from 1st Ranger Battalion, and today we're going to be going over Trixies Launchers mod. We're going to be going over two rockets, or one rocket launcher and one missile launcher, and one's a Javelin, and the other one is the SMAW. So we're going to be going over these two launchers today, and these have been out for quite some time if I'm correct. Not sure if they're still being updated, but they seem to work perfectly fine for me. So I've been testing out before I actually started recording this, and they both work very fine. They're very accurate, and they operate in a very good way. So we're gonna go over, we'll go over the SMAW first, and then we'll go in more depth with the Javelin. So let's get started. So also, if you're wondering, we are on the 1st Ranger Battalion training map. It's private though. So take out the SMAW here. And you can see there's HEA and HEDP, which is high explosive dual purpose and high explosive anti-armor. So we are going to be going up against some armored targets. As you can see, there's 4 rows of tanks, Scorchers, T-100s out there. So we're gonna grab some AT. We're just gonna go ahead and load that in. So these small rockets, the sights on this are very accurate. It's not iron sights, it's actually it's a scope. So let me pop it out here. So you can see it's pretty well made. Now it doesn't have a locking feature, of course, but it does have a very accurate scope there. Not sure what scope that is or what sight, but it's very accurate indeed. So we're going to go for the far back targets out at 400 meters back there. So we're going to aim, and you see it's a very simple sight. It's a little bit wobbly due to your guys' heavy weapon sway, but you can hold your breath to hold it still. So as you see, there's lines on top and bottom, left and right. So on the vertical axis is pretty much the range. So if those targets are at that 400, so the first one closest to the middle of the sight is 100, 200, 300, and 400. So I'd put my fourth crosshair down right on the middle of that tank. Or if it's on a hillside, or if you're on a hillside, you're gonna have to compensate for that, because there's a massive amount of rocket drop or missile drop, and you pretty much have to adjust to it. So since this is pretty much all flat land, it's going to be very simple. And then for the third row of targets, I would put it on the third hash down, second on the second, and then first on that. So you don't want to actually put your crosshair right on it, or you don't want to put it like that, because it'll just drop, and then yeah, it's not going to be very good. So we're going to go for the far back targets out there, which is 400, around 400 meters. So I put my fourth crosshair down on that if I get it down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. And wait before I gotta calm down his breathing. And let's fire it out. Alright, pretty accurate. That hit dead on. Right where I wanted it to hit. So it's very, very accurate. Very accurate. So we'll grab another one. And we'll show you pretty much every sight. I don't think that's going to load. So we're going to show you at every range. And to show you that the sights are pretty much dead on accurate at when you're on a flat surface. So we'll go for the 300. Alright, gonna fire. Alright, very accurate. I think I was a little bit short on that actually, so I probably had to boost it up a bit. But other than that, it's still very accurate. We'll load another one. Alright, we're gonna go for the 200. So it is kind of different because I'm actually going for a diagonal. We'll actually go for the one straight in front now. 1, 2. I'm gonna fire. I think I was a little bit low on that one. Still, it took out his tracks. So you want to be careful about your guys' breathing, as it does mess up your shots. And we'll go for the 100, which is directly right in front of us. Very accurate. So the SMAW is made very well, and not sure if it's backblast if you use AGM. Okay, I have to drop it. So AGM, not sure if it works with it. I'm pretty sure there is backblast. Actually, let's put this on our back. As sometimes the sights will get in the way of when you're looking, so sometimes the sight will kind of merge to your screen or kind of mess you up a bit. But other than that, it's perfectly fine. Doesn't get in your way. When you lay down, that's pretty much all you see. It doesn't get in your screen. Doesn't get in your way. So that's good. So as for the Javelin, I tested this out a bit, and when you do have a Javelin missile loaded, it does tend to get in your way. So here's it unloaded, so it doesn't actually put the sight on it. So let's see, there you can't actually get the sight. It's right as soon as you load the round in. That's when it goes. And so the FGM sight, which is the targeting system that the Javelin uses, that only pops on your gun, or your launcher, excuse me, when your Javelin is loaded. So we'll load that up, and we'll see that the FGM will then pop onto our Javelin. So there it is. And yeah, it does merge in with your screen, and this is what I was talking about with the SMAW there. So it does, like, you know, glitch into your head, and you can see. So, you know, in the first place, you probably never want to have a Javelin loaded, you know, on your back. But of course, if you do have a backpack, you might want to put it in, because this camera, or this FGM sight, is going to scan it your way, especially when you're laying down. I can't even see anything right now. So yeah, it's best to leave it unloaded until you actually get into contact with the tank or something. So we're going to test this out. Javelin, very accurate, as it does lock on, but this one is a different locking system. So we're going to actually spawn in a different tank here, because these ones will pretty much, I'll show you how it is. So get a tank out here. T100 will be fine. Alright. Just go on the range over. Alright, so when you aim, the Javelin does look like it's pointing forward, but when you aim, the Javelin actually points into an upwards angle. You just can't see it. So when I zoom in, you kind of see your guy kind of point the Javelin upwards. But when you're in third person, you can't see him switch out of it. So other than that, it's a very good weapon. So we're going to fire it. So you can still hear the beeping, and that's not me locking on. It automatically locks on to the target that you're looking at. So you don't have to worry about jumbling up your keys or anything of that sort. You just right as you aim down sight, it locks onto whatever in sight. No lock, lock. No lock, lock. So it kind of locks on by itself. And wait till the beep. So it's just like a normal beep. It is a little bit messed up, but once you hear that beep, go in and fire away. And there you go. That's the Javelin. We'll fire another missile here just to show you another time. So let me just spawn another one here. And you see it takes out a Black Eagle, or excuse me, not a Black Eagle, but in game, you know, the T100 Varsec, it takes it out in one Javelin, or with one Javelin missile, which is actually really good. So it does do like what normal Javelin does. It shoots up first, top attack, and then, you know, it arcs up and arcs right back down towards target. So again, let's try to get the lock here. There we go. So also it tells you the range of the target, so it's at 220 meters, which is also really cool. So 108, 200, 300, 400. That's a target way back there, which is T100. So we're going to go for this one though. Alright, and it's locked. And you'll see the missile kind of arc downwards, which is fine. So there you go, and there you go, boom, it's dead. So it takes one shot for a Javelin missile to take out a T100, which is actually very good, because T100s are very, very overpowered in armor in my opinion. So we're going to go on ground and we're going to show you that the Javelin just turns on its booster, its afterburner just in time so it doesn't hit the ground. As you saw, I was on a lifted platform, so now we're going to be on a flat platform. So we're going to get to different vehicles, and we're going to try it on a T-72. We'll put out in the distance here. I think this one's actually up armor. Yeah, it has some reactive armor on it. That'll be fine. So we'll put out an angle here. Alright. See if it's a good angle. Alright, good angle. So we're gonna aim down sight. See if we get a lock here. Yep, get a lock. And if you watch, if I'm correct, and if the Javelin is correct, it should just barely skim the ground and it should go off into its target, so let's fire it out. So yeah, it just barely touches the ground. So, of course, you don't want to be over a gigantic hill. Like, you don't want to be cresting a hill too much because it probably will end up scraping the ground and it probably will end up basically pretty much blowing up right in front of you. But it's kind of weird. You can still see through the sight. But anyways, you see the T-72 is still up, but it does have up armored reactive armor. So it would probably be disabled at this point, but just not completely blown up, as it might have it might blow up here in a bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe I'm not missing anything else. It was just these two one missile, one rocket, Javelin, and a SMAW. So that's pretty much it. HEDP is high explosive dual purpose. We don't need to go over that. So yeah, explanatory. So it does range at 500. It tells you what range max it is. So 0 to 500, 0 to 500. So they're both even. But anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys liked the video. If you guys liked it, comment, rate, subscribe. Do whatever you need to. If you have any questions about this, feel free to ask. I may have some pinpoints. If not, again, I'm not the developer of this. It was Trixies launchers. You'd probably check it out, and there's very good mods. Yeah, see you in the near future.